G'day, welcome back to Daily Endeavours for Friday the 1st of August. It's a new month. So, as always, you know how it is, I'll have timestamps in the description if you want to skip through stuff. The set today is pretty good again. There's no DLC options. I mean, technically this is Imperial City, but it's free. It's a free DLC, so everybody's got access to this. Everybody's got access to everything. So, my advice here, if you're not worried about event tickets, just do... I think Hearth, Furnishings, Chests from Treasure Mats, and Crafting with Any Skill, these are all pretty damn easy, especially since it's like really cheap Hearth Furnishings that you can get. But yeah, these two aren't too bad, and if you do want your event tickets for Imperial City, like just the one event ticket if that really matters, I'll also go through this one a little bit. But yeah, this is the one I tend to avoid just because it's less reliable than the other ones, but still, this is not too bad. Okay, so Telvar Stones. With the event going on, every time you get a Pelinal's boombox, there is a chance that these boomboxes will have some Telvar in them. These Telvar count for the Endeavour, so if you have a bunch of these lying around and you just haven't claimed the Telvar in them, you can actually use this just to get all your Telvar in one go. So you can see that, it's like super duper quick to do it that way. But yeah, obviously you need some Pelinal's boomboxes. If you've been doing any of the daily quests to get your event tickets in the past, you will have some of these Pelinal boxes lying around. The conventional way to get your Telvar is to kill enemies in Imperial City. Now these can be like NPC AI enemies, it can also be players. But obviously players is a much harder or much more demanding challenge than just killing regular enemies. But just as an example here, we'll kill this guy. And yeah, so he gives us 20 Telvar. So there are a bunch of things that will impact how quickly you can get Telvar. With the event, you get double the normal amount, so even though it's still like not my favorite option, this is the best time to be doing this one compared to any other time for how fast you can do it. Also, because you get a statue with 200 Telvar in it for completing one of the daily quests, which gives you your one event ticket, you do want to do these anyway if the event tickets are really important to you. So in order to get your event tickets, you get them from the daily quests in each of the districts. Each district has one. All 6 have a different one. Now, my personal preference for which one is easiest to do is probably the one for the Arena district, and the Memorial district is also really good. Which one's that? That's the last one I looked at. So the Memorial district. So every single daily quest can be found when you go... So every time you start in the Imperial City sewers, the safe zone that you start in, there are 6 ladders, and each of these ladders lead to like the safe tower in the Imperial City district. So to get to each one, you just take one of these ladders. So you've got the Memorial district and the Arena district right next to each other here. So you can take these ladders up, and then you'll find the quest givers just here as soon as you get up. Now these towers, they're completely safe, but as soon as you hop off these towers, you are in the firing line, basically, of other players, because this is a PvP area, it's a PvP environment. But if you don't really care about the... it's... If a player kills you, you have to respawn, but, you know, there's 6 districts. If you just want to get the Telvar itself, there's 6 districts, and there are ways to... complete one of the quests here without even stepping foot into the sort of PvP side. You can actually stand... That's why I like the Arena, because in the Arena area, the quest for this, Lifeblood of an Empire, you can do that by just literally AFKing at the top of the tower. You don't actually have to go down there at all. Get this quest, and all you have to do is there's a bunch of citizens here. They're not right here. There's a group here, and then on the other side, there's also a group right here. Just down here where these Dremora are. And yeah, you can... I'm trying to see... Oh, yeah, there's one there. So where these enemies are, the way to free these people is either you interact with them or you kill the Daedra around them. And what that does is... yeah, you can see them here. So what you do is, in this case, just kill this guy quickly, and... What this will do is, yeah, so you can see the quest has progressed. So that's a way to do this without even stepping foot into the Wild West that is PvP. Like, there's not much... Like, it depends. If the whole place is run by a certain faction, then it might not be a good idea to go down here. Like, right now, Daggerfall has just gotten this district, so it might not be the best idea to come through here. But it depends. Like, it's very... very reliant on how things are going. Like if you go through here and you just see every district is owned by your faction, then probably don't worry too much about it. But just understand, if you go down there, you are likely to see a player, because unlike Cyrodiil, where the fucking zone is massive, Imperial City is much smaller, and there's less campaigns. So right now there's 6 or 5 technically. Oh no, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 campaigns, but 7 if you're max level. Whereas Imperial City, there's 4. So the populations are more dense, the areas are smaller, and you're basically just always around enemies. So unless you're a Nightblade who can just constantly cloak, you'll probably get spotted by something eventually. And yeah, people come through here and they fight all the time. And yeah, it's a PvP zone. It's supposed to be that way. But yeah, sometimes you'll just find someone and they'll just wreck you. That's just how it is. So one of the other things is you don't actually need to do anything yourself. You can just AFK here. Now, I wouldn't recommend it. I would try and help people out here if you can. But the most important thing is don't attack the Dremora down here until the people are around. Otherwise, yeah, if you just want to stay up on the top of the tower, like, you just won't be able to do that. So if you want to do the Telvar route, like just killing enemies for Telvar, just keep in mind 2 things. Firstly, your Telvar multiplier at the bottom here, this does actually impact your ability to get Telvar as well. So just having 100 increases your Telvar multiplier to 2. So you double the amount of Telvar that you get. So just having 100 can be really helpful. Getting 10,000 is how you get to a Telvar multiplier of 4. So you literally quadruple the speed at which you get your Telvar, which can be really great to make this shit get done really, really fast. But the issue is, if you get killed, you lose half of your Telvar. So unless you're absolutely sure that you can stay alive around here, do not go down here with that much Telvar. Even up, standing up here, you can still be ganked by ranged damage dealers. So in that case, just be very careful, because yeah, losing 5,000 Telvar is not good news. The other thing is the districts. This also impacts how quickly you can get Telvar. Each district your faction owns increases it by 33%. So having 3 increases it by an extra. If you're at 1 times, you'd go to double Telvar gain. Also, if you want to kill these things, just be aware you can't actually attack them from up here. You have to go down there. They give you a lot of Telvar, I'm pretty sure, but they take a while to kill. It's literally a bloody world boss, basically. A wandering world boss. Kind of interesting. So handing in one of the quests for Imperial City, you can see here, we get our Siege Master's Coffer, we get our Pelennal's Boombox, and we get an event ticket. So the Siege Master's Coffer is what gives you your Telvar satchel, so you can see it here. And you also get a script, which is quite nice. So opening this satchel, you'll see, okay, so it's only 200 then. So yeah, that's all you need for your Telvar for this endeavor. So you get your Telvar for your endeavor, you get your event ticket, and you also get another Pelennal's Boombox, which might help for this one in the future if you just want to get the Telvar. Especially if you just hold on to that, hold on to the boomboxes until after the event, and then these come up, and then you can just use the boomboxes and do this in 2 seconds. So yeah, there's a bunch of ways. So just kill stuff, do the quest, or loot the boomboxes. Those are the ways I would do this. I mean, they're the only ways you can, I guess. Alright, so one last thing to go through before I hop onto the other endeavors. If you find yourself in Imperial City, if you've gone down to do stuff, and you want to easily get back to the safe zone, because once you enter Imperial City, it's like a well. It's way easier to get into than out of, because normally you have to go back into the sewer entrances. I mean, the quickest way is to die, but it's not helpful dying. So you have to go into the sewer entrances, go through all the way through the sewers to get to your safe zone, and that takes ages. What you should do instead, go to your Alliance War tab here, go to the Cyrodiil tab, and just go enter campaign. Doesn't matter which one, just any of them. When you do that, just wait for it to go, are you sure? And then just accept. It takes a while sometimes, but just accept. And what this will do is it'll take you straight out of Imperial City into the safe zone in Cyrodiil. And from there, you can literally just do the same thing straight away to queue back into Imperial City. And what this does, it takes you straight back to the safe zone for your alliance. So that way, instead of going all the way back out from the through the sewers, going through tons of tons of enemies and potential players, you don't have to. You can just go straight to your safe zone. It saves you Telvar potentially from being killed, and it saves you time as well for going through all that shit. You just get straight to your safe zone. It's so much better. So yeah, you can see here, we're back. And then once you're back here, just look for the little circular icon in the safe zones. Where is it? Sorry, here. This circle icon here. This is the exit that leads back out. And this will just take you back to Overland. Next up, crafting items with any skill. Now, my personal preference for this is to use provisioning, because you can pay a little bit of gold early on, and then basically be set for life. Anytime you want to do this one, you can do it with ingredients found just in the Overland. Just doesn't cost you any gold or anything, and you can do it really quickly. So let me show you. Firstly, you want to go to any chef in the game. Hizala can be found pretty close to the location I do this with, in Salted Wings Tavern. Another easy one to get to is in Glenumbra. With this Wayshrine, you start with Rosy Lion right here. You'll also find the Chef Xavier here. So either of these, doesn't matter which one you choose, just any of them. Open the store up and go for the recipes. So baked apples and banana surprise are what you need. Just these two recipes. You can use one. Also, fishy sticks good too. If you do fishing endeavors, sometimes you'll just get some fish that you can fillet, and you can get fish from those and use this recipe for those too. So any of these three options here are good. Once you've got just one of these two recipes, banana surprise, baked apples, that's enough. But I would get two just in case for when these endeavors come up in the weekly, because they do, and this method also works just fine for the weekly. The recipes, you're headed here to this pier in Addons Vocal Guard, just southeast of the Wayshrine you start with. So again, very easy to get to. Once you're here, you're looking for this tray, which has some bananas in it. So we got 5 bananas there. You got some apples in this tray as well. Grab those apples. There'll be a basket here, which is usually full of apples, and then there's also another basket over here, which has got apples in it. So just claim all that stuff. Now, sometimes some of these things will be missing. It's just the nature of like containers in this game, in Overland. If you come back, like if you go out of the zone and come back, some of these things will respawn, some won't. It's just, yeah, it's a bit weird. So now we just come over to the cooking fire, just to the west. And yeah, you can see some fish I've gotten from endeavors. So we go either baked apples, banana surprise. Doesn't really matter which one you use. Just go quantity as many as you need and just craft. Or cook, whatever. So if you don't have enough, like if you didn't end up getting enough stuff, if you're really unlucky, just, as I said, leave the zone, come back, search that area. Everything will reset and you can just do that again. A quick way to reset that area, if you don't even want to leave, is you can go to Imperial City and then leave Imperial City. It'll take you straight back to where you were over there, and that will also reset the area. So that's a very quick and convenient way to do that. Now we're up to Hearth Furnishings. So this one's also pretty straightforward. The main thing will just be getting yourself a hearth furnishing, but let me show you where to find one. So firstly, if you don't have a house yet, you can come to this location in Daggerfall in the Glenumbra zone. You start with this Wayshrine by default, so it's very easy to just come here and come into this building at any time. So there will be an NPC here. She looks like this. Her name is Philan Demarie. She gives you a quest which gives you a house for free. All you have to do to complete this quest is just talk to her. Go to houses here, and under collected you'll see at least one house that you've unlocked. Ebony Flask, In Room, Rosy Lion, or Mara's Kiss Public House. These are the free houses you get from them. It just depends on which alliance you are. You can get all 3 of these for free by getting one character of each alliance and talking to her here and just completing the quest. You can do exactly the same thing in Addons, right here with the Mara's Kiss Public House. She's right here as well. So both of these locations are very quick to get to. So there are a couple of really cheap hearth furnishings. I'll go through some DLC ones, because there's a 75 gold furnishing you can get from the Blackwood DLC. Other than that, I'll show you the base game option, which is only 100 gold. It's not a big difference, but this one's pretty easy to get to, and yeah, obviously it's cheaper. Cheaper's better. So Barnaby Kurovau here, I think I've probably butchered that name, but this guy here, he sells some stock. And this is a hearth furnishing that costs 75 gold. So this is probably the best one in the game to use, because it's as far as I know, it is the cheapest thing that you can get that's a hearth furnishing. Access to the socks requires you to have the Blackwood DLC. So it's in Leywin here, right in the middle, the Domestic Bliss Furnishings. If you haven't been to Leywin before, you won't have this Wayshrine, you'll have this one. So you just come through here, enter the front door through here, come down here, and then yeah, you can just find the door here. Probably get this Wayshrine while you're at it, because there's a couple of good guild traders here that you can use. I use these quite frequently, especially for motif farming. Otherwise, if you don't have Blackwood, talk to Melodique here in Mistral, in Kanathe's Roost. If you don't have the starting Wayshrine for Kanathe's, there is a house you can use in Home Tours called Moonmirth House. So what we do is we go Home Tours, go to Browse Homes, go down to M, look for Moonmirth House. Travel here, anyone, doesn't matter which one, it's free. Just go out the front door, you'll rock up in Kanathe's Roost, and from here it's just a little bit of a trek north up here to get to Melodique. So talk to him. Again, he'll have some clotheslines here. Not this post, that's a different courtyard type. Yeah, it's a courtyard finishing. But yeah, any of the clotheslines with clothes on them, these are all considered to be hearth finishings. Anything here works just fine. Now, if you don't happen to have any gold on you at all, and you just want a really quick way to get some, what you want to do is come to Imperial White Gold Tower, this dungeon here. So if you have Imperial City, you'll have this. Just make sure you get that DLC if you can't access this. It's free, so everybody's got access to this. Doesn't matter which character you come in on. You're not fighting anything. You're not running through like big lengths of areas. You're just, you literally, as soon as you get in, you just turn right. There's a door, a menacing door. You go through it, and there'll be some gold that you can collect. So if there's not enough gold this time around, you can leave, you can come back, and the gold will be reset. It's similar to the crafting with any skill endeavor, where some things spawn, some things don't each time. So on these tables here, you'll see some gold. Just collect that, and you'll get anywhere between like 50 to 70 gold-ish, or 80 gold. And so yeah, we got nearly 75 there, so that would have almost been enough for the one in Leowin. So yeah, just leave, come back, do the same thing, and that will probably be 100 to 75 gold that you need for the endeavor. That's literally all you need for this. And you know, if you really want to push it, you can just do this too for the crafting with any skill one, I suppose. But it will just it'll take a few goes. So just go to the exit when you're ready to leave. It'll take you back to where you came in from. So it's just super convenient both ways. When you're ready, go to your houses. Just find the one that you unlocked for free, or whichever house you have, and then you go click travel inside and confirm. Now if you do this from a Wayshrine, it's quicker, but you can do this from anywhere outside of Serial and Imperial City, and it's just, what I like to do is I do this on last of the options that you've got, unless it's like PvP related, and that way if you're in the middle of nowhere, like especially with the Aquatic Foes, if you're going to do that one, Watery Foes, wherever you go, like you're in like a public dungeon maybe, or like you're in the middle of like a zone, you can just travel straight to the house from there. You don't have to waste time going back to a Wayshrine. So it's just very convenient. Alright, so what we want to do is go F5, or so when you start, you'll have a button at the bottom right there, Housing Editor, whatever button that is, you just hit that. You'll get a button that says Browse at the bottom, you just hit that one, and now you look for Hearth, sorry, the add-on there. So here, so you can see the socks that we bought. So just place that on the floor. That's one. Now, if you pick it up and like spam left click, doesn't do anything. It has to come from your inventory first. So what I suggest you do instead is on the bottom left, you'll see it says undo. You hit that key, it'll put it back in your inventory, and now you go redo, and it'll put it back on the ground, and that also works. So whenever this endeavor comes up, you can just use the undo redo strat. And now the best thing about it is, if you want to do this endeavor again when it comes up in the future, instead of having it in your inventory and placing it and having a bunch of like stacking up a bunch of inventory on like a mule or something, just leave this in one of your houses, pick it up, put it away, undo, redo, undo, and that will do the same thing. So that's just a very quick way to place and like pick up furnishings whenever these endeavors come up, and that way you only need one furnishing and you can just do it super duper quick, or one furnishing of each type. So what I advise you do in the long run, if you do want to play this game for a while, buy a really cheap house. Something like Stereodelic Jungle House, Twin Arches in Bankrai is pretty good. Snugpod in Grotwood, also a pretty good option. There's a bunch, they're pretty cheap. You only need something relatively small, preferably with just like a small courtyard as well. And you can just put a bunch of furnishings in that place. And So you can just go to that house, find the furnishing type that you need, because yeah, there's like a bunch of different types. Because yeah, you can see the ones we've had recently. We've had Hearth, we've had Workshop, we've had Courtyard, Undercroft, all sorts of things. And if you can just lay out all the furnishings just in a small spot, anytime this endeavor comes up, just run, find the certain furnishing, pick it up, undo, redo, undo, and you can just leave and just go about your day. All right. Digging up treasure map chests. So first thing I would suggest you do is just check if you have any in your inventory, especially like characters that you haven't played for a while. You might have some just lying around. So what I suggest you do is get an add-on called Inventory Insight. You can set it to a hotkey and it brings up this. What this does is you can select all your characters that you currently have. You can select all here and type treasure map, and you can find any currently like treasure maps that you currently have on any characters and see which character it is. So yeah, I don't have any right now, so what I'll do is I'll show you the other option, which is to buy them yourself. This is usually just fine, like it doesn't take long. So you just need to find some guild traders, go to miscellaneous, go to trophy and select treasure map, go search, and yeah, it'll show you the lowest unit price. So what I would suggest you do is look for a couple of specific names first. The trainee zones. These are Strosmakai, which can be found here. Betnik is another good one. Bleakrock Isle, Balfoyan over here, and Kanathi Sirius. You can probably see why I'm going about this. Same thing with Artaeum. Artaeum is great. These zones are all tiny, which means even if you don't have any Wayshrines unlocked, as soon as you get there, you like basically a minute's travel from any of the locations that the treasure maps could be. So it's just really quick to get through these treasure maps if you get them. So in this case, we found a Strange Makai one, so I'm just going to grab that and just show you what I would do. So in order to get treasure maps, I'm pretty sure the quickest ways is, like, you'll get them from public dungeons, especially if you do a lot of chest runs, and domins. I think you also get them from the chests there too. But I don't know, I'm like not familiar with the quickest ways myself. Maybe like looting the urns in Necrom is also another good way. But yeah, it's not really something I pay attention to, sorry. Alright, so we'll collect the treasure map from our mail. So here it is here. So this is an add-on called Lost Treasure. If you don't have add-ons available, like if you're on old consoles, I believe it is, don't have them, you can look these up on, like, you know, bring up a browser on your PC, or just bring it up on your phone or something. You just look up the name of the treasure map, and there will be a bunch of websites that like just show you where it is on the zone. If you don't want to bother with like trying to do this stuff here, you can just do that instead. But yeah, Lost Treasure as an add-on is good too. So I'll link all these add-ons I've been talking about in the description if you want any of those. I'll make sure they're there. Alright, so once you get here, you'll see a dirt mound. You just interact with it. As soon as you dig up the chest, that's all you need. I'd still loot the chest though, because, you know, you can get some stuff from it. You can get set items, and fucking who knows what's going to happen in the future with some sets in this game. You know how it is. Like, Trainee is actually really good, but only like one certain item. Alright, Watery Foes. So the only really quick way I think that's worth doing for this one is use Wisps, because you don't really find Nereids and Wisp mothers in like big groups. There's one location with a bunch of Nereids in Craglorn. There's a bunch here, and I believe there's also a bunch here. One of the like islands around here. But there's so few of them, and if someone else kills them, you might have to wait for them to respawn, and that could be annoying. So what I suggest you do instead is look for Wisps. There's 3 locations that I suggest. One is Crow's Wood in Stonefalls, in Davon's Watch. The easiest one to get to by default, because you've got this Wayshrine by default. So you just come down here. Basically, you go through... I'll show you. So from here, instead of going down that way, go up here, over the wall this way. Come down here. Just be careful of the fall damage here. You take a lot. In here, and this portal is where you're headed. So the issue with these is going to be that there's no real good, like, instance areas, so everybody else is going to probably be going to the same place to do this. And in that case, the wisps are probably going to be dead by the time we get there. But, you know, it's not terrible either. Alright, so this is the location you find your wisp. So there's a couple over here. They spawn in groups of 3, which is a pretty good thing. You can kill a bunch of these things super quick. Just make sure you have a bit of AoE, and you can kill them pretty quick. There's wisps here. They're all around this little swamp here is where you find your wisp. And over here, there is a wisp mother as well, who herself spawns a bunch of wisps to help her, and there's also a couple of wisps down here too. So yeah, the Moonlit Maiden here as well is a watery foe, technically. Alright, option number 2 is this area here, which is just east of the Serpent's Grotto Way Shrine in Greenshade, just near the Hisbark, Root Watchtower Hisbark item set location. So these things here, these are like wasp nests sorts of things, where they spawn a bunch of wisps. So a single like wisp pool sort of thing can give you enough wisps to complete this endeavor in a single go. So check these things here, and when you complete them, use them and like collect the stuff from them, even if it doesn't give you anything, because I'm pretty sure that makes it spawn again quicker, just for other people to make it quicker. But there's also just wisps around here, so if there's nothing spawning, just like wait a couple of minutes and everything will respawn again. Yeah, that's going to be the main thing slowing you down here. It's just people coming through and killing everything, especially the wisp pools, like not collecting from them. It just causes them to slow down in spawns, I think. Because yes, it will eventually despawn, but I think it takes longer. So getting here for the first time, quickest way is to use, again, home tours. Use Boulder Tree Refuge, go across here, through the, on the road here, up here, and yeah, you can get to the Wayshrine. You can also use the Boatswain in Addons, right here, still in Dilwyn. She will take you to Grotwood. From Grotwood, you just talk to her again as soon as you get there. Sorry, Grotwood. Over here. And she will take you to Greenshade over here in Hearth. So as soon as you get to Hearth, just go east, up here, and again, same thing, just get this Wayshrine. You've got easy access to the wisps in this area from that point. Now there's one more area I suggest you consider. It's called Chisel Street Mine. Alright, so I would only suggest this option if you have some means of going invisible. Or you can just like be really fast and Rambo straight through all the enemies and just, well, not really Rambo, I guess. Just run past all the enemies without fighting them. This area up here, the water around the boss and the Sky Shard, that's what you're looking for. So a good example of how to get this done without fighting anything is to use a Nightblade with a cloak. When you're far enough away from enemies, just Vigor every now and then. Get some health back while you're siphoning attack, spamming. And that way you can just keep up Magicka infinitely. Alright, so in this room, past all the well-was, there are, just like in the Root Watchtower area, there are these, like, wisp pools. There's not many of them, there's only a few. And there's also a Wisp Mother over here who can do the same thing. This Wisp Mother is quite tough though. This is like a group delve. It's kind of weird. This is like the Cragnorn ones. Anything with a plus icon is like a group delve. Kind of weird. Anyway, so you can use the stuff in this room. The reason I suggest this is because there are so few people who tend to use this option. So if you've got access to this easily, it's from like this Wayshine's the quickest way. This House Fire Home Tours would be the quickest way there if you haven't got this Wayshrine. But yeah, there's a couple of these like wisp pools, because you can see just next to these guys, you can see the wisp pool here. So this will spawn a ton of little wisps that you can kill for the endeavor. Yeah, it's just the other areas are used so much that if I want to do this endeavor, I always come here because I find this to be way less populated than any of the other areas. Yeah, that's just me. It's just you're waiting a couple of minutes basically. All right. That's everything as far as I'm aware, so yeah, pretty straightforward set. If you have any questions though, just give me a buzz as always. So thanks everyone for watching, thanks for your support as always, take care for now. I'll see you next time, and happy Friday.